Welcome to CCS-TV News, where we bring you highlights and happenings from the Coweta County Schools. For the week of April 15th, I'm Josh Johnson of Northgate High School.
And I'm Dawn Revere of the Central Educational Center. We'll take a look at events coming up in the Coweta County school system. But first,
the rebuilding of Noonan High School proceeds on schedule, as the school anticipates a July 28th grand opening and public tours of the new buildings.
As we get close to the end of the school year, we're looking to eventually move into the new building. We have a grand opening coming out for the community, which will be July the 28th at 2 o'clock. It's on a Sunday, but we're going to open the doors and let the community, staff, and all the families come out and tour the building and look at how wonderful the new product, the new Noonan High School, will be going into next school year. Our theme and what we've been pushing here at Noonan High School going into the summertime, we are bridging traditions and building for the future. They're going to see state-of-the-art equipment, great classrooms, and it's just going to be a beautiful scene here at Noonan High School. And just standing out front of the new building, it reminds me of the days back in 2003 as I was a senior here at Noonan High School. It's still the same classic tradition look, and I think that the community is going to be very proud once they get in to see the new building.
At its April 9th meeting, the Coweta Board of Education received an update from Superintendent Evan Horton of ongoing construction on the new 230,000 square foot Noonan High School classroom building at the school's main campus in Noonan. Horton also discussed a plan of action this summer to transition from temporary 9th grade student classrooms at the Central Educational Center to full occupancy for Noonan High School students back at the school's main campus on LaGrange Street in the new school year.
Ceiling tiles have been dropped in the eastern side of the building, the majority of it. Some lighting has been installed in the cafeteria, media center. Ceiling tiles have been dropped, and but we've got a lot to do this summer. We've got to remove all of the modular classrooms at Noonan High and Cooker Village, but before we do that, we got to get everything out of them. So we got to remove all the furniture, data wiring, monitors, computers, fire alarm systems. Disconnect all the power, domestic and fire water, sewer, sprinkler systems. You know, sometimes I forget just how much work had to be done after the tornado for us to be able to get all of those modular units up and running and the infrastructure that we had to put in place. So this summer, all of that has to come out.
Horton, pleased with the progress at the Noonan High rebuilding site, believes students and staff and the community will be excited about the finished school.
It is the largest construction project that the system has ever undertaken. It's going to be a very functional space. It's going to be a very safe space. I'm excited for this summer when our teachers and our students can finally get in here and experience this space. And one of the things I'm most excited about is when we come to the finish line, you know, Noonan High School is going to finally be back together again. I think everyone forgets or tends to forget. I mean, they've been separated for 3 years now. We're serving 9th graders on one campus and everybody else on the other campus. So to finally have the teachers and staff back together, the students back together, it's going to be a really good day.
in other action at their April 9th meeting, the Coweta County Board of Education approved a renewal of the Central Educational Center's 5-year charter contract.
State Board of Education approved the CEC charter application and the 5-year CEC charter contract at their meeting on March the 27th and 28th. The 5-year CEC charter contract has been approved by the Central Educational Center Board of Directors and is now submitted to the Coweta County Board of Education for approval. Mr. Chair, I recommend approval.
The approval of the state charter for the CEC College and Career Academy follows a year-long review process, including completion of College and Career Academy certification and the endorsement of its charter application from the State Board of the Technical College System of Georgia. We caught up with Mark Whitlock, CEO of the Central Educational Center, to explain.
The renewal process reflects the fact that all our stakeholders agree CEC is doing what it needs to do to help young people gain those highly technical skills. The renewal process is a gauge of how good we do that and whether or not we need to make specific changes in our continuous improvement process.
Now for a look ahead at upcoming school system events with East Coweta High student Olivia Rodriguez.
With spring break behind us, the Coweta County school system has entered the home stretch for the 2023-24 school year and looks forward to a number of major events before the last day of school on May 24th. Northgate and Noonan High's proms will be held on Saturday, April 27th. Northgate High School's spring play, Seussical the Musical, will be performed at the Nixon Center Thursday through Saturday, April 18th through the 20th. And East Coweta High School's spring play, Matilda, will be performed at the Nixon Center Thursday through Saturday, April 25th through the 27th. The Noonan Kiwanis Club honors students from East Coweta, Northgate, and Noonan High Schools with a luncheon on April 23rd. Northgate High School's Honors Night will be held at the Center on April 29th. Noonan High School's Honors Night will be held May 2nd at Unity Baptist Church. And East Coweta holds 2 Honors Nights with honor graduate recognitions at Thrower Gym on April 30th and a Scholarship and Awards Night at the Center on May 13th. CEC will hold dual enrollment graduation ceremonies at the Nixon Center on May 15th, and baccalaureate services for graduating seniors will be held at various locations on May 19th. And graduation ceremonies for the 3 high schools will be held during the last week of the school year on all 3 campuses, with East Coweta on Wednesday, May 22nd, Northgate on Thursday, May 23rd, and Noonan High's ceremony held on Friday, May 24th. Also at the Center for Performing and Visual Arts, the school system will hold its annual Teacher of the Year ceremony on May 1st, and the Center's Gilo Galleries exhibits work by Evans Middle School art teacher Chad Lofton through April 26th. For more information about the Center's upcoming school and community events, and for ticket information, go to www.thenixoncenter.net and check school websites for more end-of-year information.
Thanks, Olivia. In other business at its April 9th meeting, the Coweta Board of Education recognized Arbor Springs Elementary School science teacher Christy Fogel for her receipt of a distinguished national honor for excellence in science teaching.
Each year, the state of Georgia selects 2 teachers, 1 math and 1 science, to represent the state. This year marks the 2nd time Coweta County School System has had a finalist for this award. Christy Fogel is a 5th grade teacher at Arbor Springs Elementary School. She is the model against which I measure all other elementary science teaching in our district. In fact, when a member of the Georgia Senate Education and Youth Committee contacted me in 2017 to visit a Coweta classroom to see what elementary science education looked like, I knew exactly where to take him, Ms. Fogel's classroom.
Let me tell you, I ask my kids all the time. I make jokes because I'm 52, close to retirement, a few years away. And I say, when I am an old lady, because I am not old yet, when I'm an old lady, you are going to be my doctors. You are going to be the people in the research field who are finding cures for things that aren't there now. You are the ones that are going to be taking care of me, and the world's going to change for what you do. So I talk about that a lot with the kids. It starts right here, and you're already seeing ways you can make a difference. You're already seeing, you know, how you can change the world. So that's a huge thing that we talk about in my classroom.
The board also heard from Elevate Coweta Executive Director Kevin Barbie about the organization's ongoing program of supporting Coweta students.
The end of the school year is almost upon us. It's been a very busy year with our students and our student interactions. We've seen increased student interactions in our 4 schools over the past few years. This year is no different. So as of this year, we're on track to have about 15,000 student interactions in those 4 schools where we have staff. Of those 15,000 interaction, that equates to about 2,000 individual students in those 4 schools that we are assisting and serving. So what does that really look like? We provide school-wide support for any student that's facing issues or barriers to their success in school.
We met with Elevate Coweta Program Director Denise Buchanan, who oversees the organization's mentoring program, to talk about the program efforts.
And here at EC, we have 2 site coordinators that work with caseload students that are referred by teachers, administrators, counselors, who are having issues either with their attendance, behavior, or their failing courses. A lot of times those students have all of those issues, at least 2 or more. And so they work with them on a regular basis, trying to hold them accountable, helping them to set goals for themselves while they're here. And at the end of the day, the goal is to help them graduate on time. And so we're helping teachers and admin and counselors any way we can with these certain students to help make sure they graduate on time. The other thing that we do here at all of the schools, but also here at East Coweta High School, is in the room we have basic needs supplies, whether that be water, food, school supplies, clothing, hygiene supplies. Any student at this school can come in and get any basic need that they need.
In other news, the Coweta Sports Hall of Fame honored several new inductees at a program on April 13th. Among the honorees this year were former Coweta County School System student athletes and several current and former Coweta Schools employees, including former Superintendent Blake Bass, Coach Lisa Skelton, Walter Drake, and Michael Cheever.
I had the honor that a lot of people never had before, and that was that as a coach, as a player, a coach, and an administrator, I had the fortune of coaching with 4 of the highest winning coaches in the state of Georgia.
And finally, video production students from the Central Educational Center were honored for their work on March 23rd at an annual event held by the National Association of Television Arts Sciences, Southeast Chapter, at Assembly Studios in Atlanta. Students Ethan Bass, Mahala Geshev, Aubrey Hooper, Noah McCorder, and Emily Milligan were honored with the Student Production Award in the category of Nonfiction Short Form Video at the annual ceremony. Students Luis Vargas, Hampton Royer, and Emily Milligan were honored for their video production of contemporary music at the CEC. And students KJ Sladen, Taryn Jackson, and Preston Cleash were honored in the video music category this year. Central Educational Center video production students tied with Alpharetta High School for highest number of student production awards for Georgia High School video programs this year. We caught up with CEC Film and Television Director Emily High about this year's honors.
So the NADA Southeast Student Production Awards are very significant because it represents the best of the best in the Southeast in terms of high school productions. So I'm very, very proud of the students at the CEC for being awarded 3 awards this year.
That brings us to an end for today's show. Thanks for joining us. CCS-TV will return to bring you more stories from the Coweta County School System. And now we'll go to Superintendent Evan Horton for some parting thoughts.
Here in our school system, we stress the recognition of accomplishment, excellence, and service. It sends a strong message to the recipients and to our audience that one's work in life and school matters. Recognition is all the more special as we near the end of the school year. With that in mind, I want to congratulate Arbor Springs 5th grade teacher Christy Fogel for recognition at the national level for excellence in science teaching. Years of hard work, passion, dedication, and commitment to students garners this kind of recognition. It's well deserved. Teachers like Ms. Fogel enable the doctors, nurses, engineers, scientists, and great teachers of tomorrow, born right here in Coweta, to grow and serve our community and our world. We certainly can use all the Christies we can get in our schools, and I believe great teachers like her are nurturing just that. And now here's a secret. Nobody, and I mean nobody, knows the hard work that goes on behind the scenes that makes Central Educational Center the preeminent college and career academy that it is. Congratulations to Mark Whitlock, his staff, and the CEC board for another successful 5-year contract renewal. It literally takes a couple of years to make this a reality. Their new charter contract paves the way for CEC to train and equip the future workers our community needs in the high-tech, entertainment, manufacturing, and healthcare industries. It's truly a gem of our school system and our community, and it's a model for other academies across the state. Speaking of serving our community, thank you to Elevate Coweta, who assists our school system, helping us to make sure that no child falls through the cracks and that we meet the needs of our most vulnerable students. They work tirelessly, side by side with teachers and administrators, enabling elementary, middle, and high school students to stay on track and to graduate on time. This valuable community resource shows how the community values each and every student, no matter what their circumstance, and that every student matters. It's just a few more weeks until the end of school. Lots of activities are going on within the school system and lots of opportunities to see how our schools are making a difference in the community. I hope you'll take time to reflect on how you can help us make our schools the best they can be. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon.